Namaste, welcome to Tummy.com, a platform for yoga teachers and teachers in training. Now, this is our fourth chair sequence. So, to refer to the other sequences, you can click at the link that is provided in the description below. Today, we will be talking about another great relaxing and cooling flow, that is moon salutation with the use of chair. We have created this sequence with the help of Tummy.com sequence builder, so you can please check it out. The last video we spoke about sun salutation, and this video we'll speak about moon salutation on a chair. But before we go ahead on further explanation, do you know what is the basic difference, or what is the difference between both these flows? There must be some difference, right? Just think about it, try to recollect, you would have read it somewhere. So, sun salutation is generally a warm up. It energizes the body and it's associated with light and heat. But moon salutation is a calming and meditative flow. The sun salutation, the flow is more faster. That is, the flow from one pose to the other is one after the other. While in moon salutation, it's a gentle and a slow flow. That is why this practice, if done by female senior citizens or women who are pregnant, who are under menstruation, or undergoing menopause, it's very beneficial for their mind and body. If we go into understanding how this helps women specifically, we can say that during pregnancy or during menopause or menstruation, a woman's body is heated up due to the excretion of hormones and due to active functioning of reproductive system. Practice of moon salutation cools down the body and mind of such students. In general, also this can be practiced by persons who are going through emotional distress, as this helps in calming the mind and also helps in greater introspection by such students. So in general, it can be performed by all the students. Now remember two very important points. That is, moon salutation is the yang of yin yoga, and it works on the Ida Nadi of the body, or which is the cool side of the body of a student. These 2 points, please remember it. Now, just like in sun salutation, we have tried as much as possible to convert moon salutation also into a chair sequence by keeping the breath primary. So we start the sequence with the first pose, which is seated palms on belly with the focus on breath, when the palms are placed on the navel. So when the eyes are closed, one feels a deeper connection with inner self, as their mind goes inwards with focus on the movement of their navel as one inhales and exhales. And that is exactly the purpose of this pose, that is, deep connection. Because this is a chair sequence, we spoke about a very important point in our previous video. Just try to recollect it. If you have not seen, go and see the previous video. That is, before you start any class, especially in the chair sequence, you need to ensure that the feet of the students are grounded and that the hips are resting on the chair, which gives them the support and balance that they require in different poses. Now the entire flow is smooth, and hence the next pose is Chair Urdhva Hastasana, as the arms are extended with palms interlocked and facing out. The arms feel a deep stretch. The respiratory system is activated here, and the muscles around the shoulders and neck loosen up. With an inhale and exhale, the arms are brought down at shoulder level and the legs are spread wide apart, just similar to the goddess pose in moon salutation. And that is Utkata Konasana on chair. It works on the pelvic region and the hips. So students who are pregnant, this works on the muscles in that region, making baby birth easier, as this is the posture in which a woman gives birth to a child. Women who are in menstruation or postnatal students, this helps in keeping the reproductive system active and also gets their period cycle going. Women who are undergoing menopause, this flow helps in balancing the hormones in their body. So if you see, there are different benefits for different students. Next, this is followed by two more poses, which are variations of Utthita Parshva Asana. Starting with Utthita Parshva Asana on chair with one arm extended and the other elbow resting on the knee. The stretch is felt from the ankle all the way going up to the fingers on the right side of the body. This is then followed by the pose where the extended arm is brought down. The difference between this pose and the previous one, if you see, is the chest and gaze is facing towards the ground in the second pose. The second variation is to make the transition from Utthita Parshvakonasana to Virabhadrasana one variation easier. So the next pose is Virabhadrasana one variation. As you see, only one arm is extended, but here the torso, which was facing the side, is centered and now facing the forward. The stretch is felt around the calf muscles, hamstrings of the leg that is extended at the back. The hips are stretched and the focus on breath ensures balance in this pose. If you see, we are stressing on breathing in every pose, which is very important. Last three poses are actually poses if you do it without a chair, it works on the core and endurance. But in this sequence, the chair is used as a support, as students might be senior citizens, might be pregnant women, postnatal students who go through a long journey of baby birth, which makes them physically weak, and their only objective now is to get their body active. After Virabhadrasana 1, the next pose is Parighasana on chair, where the leg still remains extended and the leg that was facing the side of the chair now faces the forward, with extension of one arm and the other arm relaxing on the extended leg. If you see, the stretch is felt in the upper body mainly. And also if you see that there is a complete shift in the poses and as to where the body was facing. And what happens is this could be difficult for some students because there is a break in the flow and they might have to adjust their body to a new posture. So you can replace this pose with another pose, which is Tadasana on chair, but with a side stretch. So I'm showing you the Tadasana pose, but you can ask the students to do it by extending one arm and doing the side stretch while the other arm is holding the seat of the chair for support. So this is a very good variation that can be done instead of Parighasana on chair. So we have mentioned in many videos prior that poses which involve extension of arms above the chest works on a chakra and especially helps in pumping of blood to the heart. Now that is a great clue for you to recollect which chakra gets activated. Think about it. We have mentioned in our previous videos. So this pose actually works on Anahata Chakra. Now all these poses begin with the left side of the body and goes to the right side of the body, and that is the opposite of sun salutation. So the next flow of poses will be done on the right side of the body, starting from Parighasana on chair or Tadasana variation which we mentioned, then Virabhadrasana one variation, next two variations of Utthita Parshvakonasana, that is with the arm not extended and then with the arm being extended, followed by goddess pose on chair, then chair Urdhva Hastasana, lastly seated palms on chair. Both sun salutation and moon salutation do not have a corpse pose in the original sequence, but you can add it if you feel you have done enough rounds of the flow. Moon salutation, as the name suggests, is performed when the moon is blooming and is very soothing, as a transition from one pose to the other is rhythmic and gentle. Few points to keep in mind is, firstly, as a yoga teacher, you need to know which flow works best on what kind of students. So sun salutation is a flow which gets you active, while moon salutation is a flow which makes you relax. Now both the flows can be done by all kinds of students, but when you know how it helps and how much it will help a particular student, you'll be able to guide them more better. Both the flows can be practiced by all, but who it will benefit the most, you need to know that as yoga teachers. Second, flows are made easy when there is a gentle and smooth breathing in every pose. And third, how to convert a flow to chair sequence. Though moon salutation has many poses which wasn't included in the sequence, and so with sun salutation sequence as well. That is because you need to understand the focus of the sequence. And the focus of this particular flow is to ensure that there is gradual flow between poses and the sequence radiates calmness and relaxation. There is not too much exertion. Keeping all these three important points in mind, try to build your own sequence with use of a chair and add it to the comment section below. We'll provide our feedback on it and we hope the other yoga teachers can do the same. Now we all as yoga teachers want to keep our classes such that our students benefit the most. Hence keep working on making the classes most effective, not only by doing poses accurately or explaining them how to enter and exit a pose, but by giving them as much as information as possible with regard to the anatomy of each pose. We would like to share a review by a user named Hannah. Thank you so much for the support and the kind words. We have grown as a platform because of the yoga teachers who constantly keep giving us all the feedbacks. Lastly, stay tuned for more videos with different themes. Our objective with these videos is to share the rationale behind creating a sequence, the why of each pose in a sequence, and to know that you need to subscribe to our channel so that you will get notified when new videos are added and you do not miss out on it. So subscribe now, and thank you very much.